Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Dakota, the owner of DBCB Exotics, and today we're going to take a little look at my mountain horn dragon trio. So working at the post office, my schedule gets pretty hectic. This week I have 5 days off in a row, and then the next I pretty much work the entire week. So I'm wanting to get a couple short videos out there to kind of fill that gap in, so it's not like 3 videos this week and then 0 the next. So today I just want to talk a little bit about my mountain horn lizards. You saw a bit on my grow tent one how I house them, but just go a little more in depth in that, and then talking about my success with breeding them. Mountain horn dragons have always been a little personal favorite of mine. I think they have such a calm temperament when they tame down. I've had mine just chill on me for, hours on end, just laying on the couch. They don't move very much. You'll actually see that they'll stay in the same spot for almost days at a time. Now, I've had these guys for a little over a year. I got my 2 females back late last year, and then my male recently, sometime early 2019. So far they've had 1 clutch of eggs from my red female to my male. Those eggs are currently at about, I want to say, day 120. Breeding mountain horn lizards is not the easiest task. Eggs take a very long time, anywhere from 200 to 300 days. And babies are a little difficult to acclimate. I've seen a lot of stories of people having issues acclimating them up, offspring dying fairly young. People always recommend that you actually keep your mountain horn lizards for 6 to 7 months before selling them, just because at those, day 0 to month 7, they're at their most fragile state. Now, when I first became a breeder, I knew that I not only wanted to work with some of the species that I enjoy, like the Mexican black king snakes and my crested geckos, but I also wanted to work with a few species that are wild caught and not too many people are working with. For the mountain horn dragons, I know that there really aren't enough people working on them. Honestly, I think I've only seen about a handful of people working with these guys, and really at a scale that's not nearly enough to outweigh the wild-caught and import population that's coming in. Now, I know, for some of these things, like crested geckos, they're taking about 60 to 90 days to hatch, where these guys are taking 300 days, and then, of course, you're going to be waiting that 6-month range to acclimate those babies. So at the end of the day, you're losing a lot of money. But I think as a breeder, it's really important to take these kind of species and to help lower that import rate by producing captive borns into the community. Now, talking a little bit about the enclosure, it is a 3 foot by 2 foot by 5 foot grow tent. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about grow tents, you can see my grow tent video that I did a week or 2 back. I'll leave it in the description. But so far, this enclosure is a fully bioactive enclosure. It's been established for quite a few months now. For plants, I have a corn plant, and I actually don't know the other plants. I just used some branches from outside. The soil is going to be, it's mostly a peat moss soil. These guys need a high humidity, so I like doing a majority peat moss and then some topsoil. The leaf litter is actually just fallen leaves out of these. These plants aren't doing very well. I think I need to upgrade my lighting setup that I have. I just have the aquarium LED, and I don't think it's really doing the job for these guys. Really anything else, I have a glass bowl over here with an air stone in it. These guys are not the brightest lizards. They're one of those species that don't see water unless it's, or stagnant water, so you're going to need something to be moving it. I've had a few filters in the past, but they kept breaking down at least 1 or 2 months into it, so I decided to opt for air stones. Now, with breeding these guys, I haven't really acclimated them to handling too much, so they aren't the friendliest lizards. As you guys can see, this female is probably the worst out of all of them. She's the only one that really does not like my hand. She'll open mouth, gap, and try to bite me. Their bites really aren't bad. They're not very large of a lizard, but you know, I'll keep those stress levels down and won't mess with her too much. You can see when she starts getting a little bit frightened, she'll actually get that yellow chin markings, and her eyes will also mark yellow a little bit. These guys are just so cool with me with the different colors that they have. You know, sometimes they'll come in here and they'll completely gray, very dull, but then others, they're completely lit up like my male. So this is the male I got. He's the one I got a little later than my two females. He was early 2019. He came to me like pretty gray, but as soon as I got him in this setup with the humidity high, his colors just kind of exploded like he is now, you know, really orange. He has these vibrant yellows on his face and neck. Just a really cool lizard. He's a little better with handling. Doesn't so much like me, but you know, I can pet him a little bit. You can see he's kind of like, can't get away from me. But he's an awesome little guy. Then we have the female chilling out under the tree. She's pretty cool. You can see she still does not like me very well. Kind of telling me just to leave her alone. Now, she won't bite like the other ones, but she's not very good either. She kind of just runs away from me. Now, these guys can calm down with handling. I used to have these guys back when I was about 18 or 19 years old, and they did awesome. They were super chill. It's just the amount of time you work with them. Honestly, with all my other breeding projects and animals that I own, I'm not too, you know, I don't really have the time available to start handling every single one, and I'm a little bit of a believer that when you're breeding, it's kind of best to keep the human interactions to a minimum and kind of let them all do their own thing. Well guys, that's about going to wrap up this video. I don't really have too much to say about these guys. I think they're awesome little dudes. I just wanted to make a quick video out here about them. I show them off in a lot of my B-roll, so kind of get a little introduction on who they are and a little bit on my plans with them. And if you guys like the video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, they can be put in that comment section. You know, if you like my animals or you want to see some more of my breeding products, you can follow me at DBCB Exotics on Instagram. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.